Hello and welcome to the $1 Million Message. This is your Fearless Friday message with Callie DeBlander Brigham, calling from beautiful Pensacola Beach, Florida. And Happy New Year. You know, I've loved the messages in these past few weeks, but there was just something about looking forward to celebrating a new year with all of you. Of course, taking the time to acknowledge and to honor all of the victories from this past year. And let me tell you, I've had a lot of conversations with girlfriends in the last 24 hours, and some of them who just blew past ridiculously crazy goals, and some of whom gave it their all, and it just didn't quite come together. And we have said that many victories are not necessarily numbers on a scoreboard, are they? So I hope that you're feeling that today as you launch into this new year. And there is something beautiful about having a clean slate, about just starting fresh. But I do want you to take a minute and really to give yourself credit for what you've been through this past year and the few months prior to that, leading up to it, right? So I'm going to cover a couple of things with you today. And for those of you that maybe missed the mark this past year or the past couple of days, I've got something for you. Also, for the past 13 weeks, we've been going over our study of the And Then Some, a book published back in, I think, 2005. And there actually is a summary page, and I've been waiting to read that to you. But I heard something yesterday in a Zoom. Epic National Sales Director, Epic, let me just say, Stacey James, was speaking to the Ruby National Area Sales Directors. And, oh my goodness, she had a lot of truth bombs there. But there was something that she said that I have not been able to get off of my mind. I shared it with my own unit last night. I even shared it on a virtual party last night with the guests. And I felt like of anything that I can communicate to you as we start this new year, this is what I want it to be. So thank you, Stacey James. And this is what she said. And I don't even remember if there's someone else to give credit to or if this came from her amazing brain. This is what she said. The sooner you achieve your dreams, the longer you get to live them. Let me say that again. The sooner you achieve your dreams, the longer you get to live them. How many of us have known people that lived for retirement, right? They put in their 30, 40 years, got their gold watch to then start living their lives, only to have a diagnosis or only to not have the quality of life or not experience all that they maybe could have been living up until that point. Or how many of us had said, oh, tomorrow or next year or, you know, when this happens or that happens or this season or that season or after the holidays, right? I'm telling you, it was such a challenging thought that I hope as you start the new year that you really capture each day. And it's not to put pressure on you. It is to emphasize the value of what we are doing and not to discount, right, the preciousness of today and of your dream and of your goal. I've said this before, but it is not easier tomorrow, right? And it's not going to just happen. So I've had the privilege of the last couple of months of just cheering on. I don't even want to call mentoring because, my goodness, they have had it in them all along, but cheering on some women to their first $1 million year and even a couple women to their first trip. So I've already lost count, but we are well over $25 million sales directors this past year and so many new trip directors, it's hard to count. So what was the difference maker for them this past year? You know, I think it was permission in this new season to be who they wanted to be, could be, to look at themselves with new eyes and to say, Mary Kay is the right company at the right time with the right product, and I am the right person. I think the beautiful thing about all of these women, there were some women. There is a woman who, her daughter has earned a trip, and she's been a Mary Kay for over 30 years, and she just earned her first trip. There's another gal who started her business in 2019 and just earned her first trip. Oh, and the $1 million sales directors. Again, women that have really just started their journey, and some women who this has been a dream of theirs for years. So when they look at the common denominator, it was just permission. It was permission to say, go for it today. So if there's something that I could gift you today, I just want to say, I give you permission. I give you permission to do it now, to do it messy, to do it afraid, to do it unlike maybe somebody else is doing, right? To do it in your own unique way and in your own unique strengths and for your own purpose. It doesn't have to be somebody else's purpose. No, that's already been taken. Yours is there for the taking. So the sooner you achieve your dreams, the longer you get to live them. Now, we can't achieve our dreams if we don't know what they are, right? And I've told you guys the story of just 6 months ago, not even knowing what mine was. And just looking back at the past year and saying I was just making it through. Having to go and Google what some of the bucket list things for women were, and having to learn how to flex that dream muscle again. But quickly discovering that once I was given permission to do it, man, there were so many things worth working for. And I'll tell you just mine personally, I think I've said it before, but every month from my sales, I set aside $500 because next year I am going to take my then 13-year-old Braden on a trip wherever he wants to go, wherever in the world. So we're starting to plan it now, and I can't wait to tell you about it. And he knows that. So he's writing the thank you notes. Now, right now, he's not writing the thank you notes to my customers about the trip, but he is saying things like, thank you for supporting my mom's Mary Kay business. Because of that, I get to go to camp. He's 12. And my 10-year-old doing the same thing, right? So in order to know how to achieve your dreams and to achieve them quickly, you got to know what they are. So set them today if you haven't already. I also said I wanted to give permission to women that maybe didn't reach their seminar goal today on what that feels like and looks like. So as you set this dream, I know some people are afraid to do it because they feel like if they set it and they don't make it, that it'll be devastating. It's easier not to. Nope, that's not the truth. So here's what I wanted to share with you about that. The tragedy in life does not lie in not reaching your goal. Do you hear that? The tragedy in life does not lie in not reaching your goal. The tragedy lies in having no goal to reach. It isn't a calamity to die with dreams unfulfilled, but it is a calamity not to dream. It is not a disaster to be unable to capture your ideal, but it is a disaster to have no ideal to capture. It is not a disgrace not to reach the stars, but it is a disgrace to have no stars to reach for. So, my girlfriends, obviously there's a lot of planning that comes with this. There's a lot of strategy that comes with this. There's a lot of daily activity that comes with this. But today, more than anything, as you look at tracking sheets and as you decide Queen's Court of Sales, Queen's Court of Sharing, Triple Star, Earning My Car, 4-quarter star consultant, right? Power starts, or as I like to call them now, power months. I'm not afraid of the word power start. I mean, it's iconic, but it kind of implies there could be a power stop. So I've started calling them power months, right? So whatever it is that looks like for you to drive it towards it, I just want you to know today that you've got to capture today. Today is invaluable. I have a feeling that for some of you, your today is going to be the difference maker. It's going to be the difference maker next June 30th, next July 1st, right? So in closing, I'm going to finish up the last part, the last words of our And Then Some that we've been studying for the past 13 weeks. And here is what it says. It's called Validate. 13 weeks ago, you made a commitment to strengthen traits that, when fully engaged, could rock your world in powerful ways. Today, you've arrived at your intended destination. What did you learn? What did this journey mean to you, and how has this journey changed you in ways both large and small? As Mary Kay so wisely knew, a happy person is one who has never quite reached the rainbow's end. So don't let this be the end of your quest to learn and grow. You are a woman of integrity and promise. Lean upon this incredible truth as you step forward to meet the challenges that are sure to come your way in life. Now the question remains, how will you pass on what you have learned to help others? As chairman and CEO, back then, Richard Rogers shared, it wasn't just that Mary Kay reached the top of the corporate world, but it's how many women she brought with her. So my friend, the question remains, how many people will you bring with you? So as you consider living out your dreams sooner rather than later, who else is going to do that with you? So book the parties today, girls. Schedule those sharing appointments. Talk to that prospect. And you know what? Dream those big dreams, because sooner is now. Have a great day and Happy New Year.